are going to present our work about the war of the Cold War, and we are going to start.
Well, the Gold Year. From 1950 to 1973, the Western economy grew at a rate of 5%, annually the largest in history. The increase in productivity that allowed developing more product at the same time, and this allowed lower price. The low price of raw material and energy sources, and the intervention of the state in the economy. The state should boost the economy, creating companies in strategic sectors and investigate in infrastructure and research, and how to distribute income from the rich to more poor. Finally, the foundation of international economic institutions, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank organize the international financial system, and agreements such as the GATT liberalize trade.
The crisis of the petroleum. In 1973, the Yom Kippur War occurred. Egypt and Syria attacked Israel, but were defeated thanks to the support of the United States and European countries. OPEP, dominated by the Arab countries, decided to quadruple the price of the oil in relation of the Western support of Israel. The oil went from cost $2.5 barrel to $10, increasing the price of the oil, decreased the benefits and raised inflation. Many businesses closed and increased employment.
Hi, I'm going to present my work about the dictatorship of Franco between the years 1959 and 1975. 1. The general characteristics about the Francoist dictatorship. It has 4 main characteristics. It has all the power: legislative, judicial, and executive. There was only a legal party, called EET, of the GONS. Rights and freedom were abolished, and it was rejected of the nationalist manifestation. The next one. Post-war period between the years 1959 and 1945. Fascist government, the developer in the Second World War, would mark the first years of Francois. In 19... Un momento, eso no lo puedo, o sea, no es importante.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm going to explain my work about the Cold War. Here we can see the index. First, the beginning of the Cold War. Second, the Iron Curtain. The Marshall Plan. The Berlin blockade. The Korean War. The end of the Cold War. And the final dissolution of the Soviet Union. The origin of the Cold War. What was the Cold War? It carried Cold War a political confrontation, ideological, economic, social, technological, military, informative, and even sport that took place during the 20th century from 1945 until the end of the USSR. The origin of the Cold War occurred between the Western capitalism bloc led by the United States and Eastern-led communist Soviet Union. The reason for this confrontation were essentially ideological and political, while that classified to trigger a global war. The entity and the severity of economic conflict, political and ideological, with undertone significantly marked much of the history of the second half of the 20th century. The two superpotence effectively wanted to implement its government model across the globe.
Well, we are going to present our work about the war at the beginning of the 21st century. The Popular Revolution and the ending of the USSR. In the 80s, the European countries also suffered a
deep crisis which led a rejection of the USSR and the formation of opposition movement and communism. In 1989, a series of popular revolution marked the end of this and the translation to democracy began. For example, in Poland, the first election were held when the Berlin Wall fell. Because of nationalism, new states were fragmented, including the 15 republics of the USSR in the 1991.
Transition to democracy and capitalism. The transition did not happen at the same rate in all the republics of the former communist bloc. In Israel, the EEC provided the transition and they are now democracies and free market, while thus belonging to the former Soviet Union and authoritarian regimes.
Well, in development,